So Olympic and Paralympic hopes and dreams on the line here in Quebec, the Newton Park swimming pool for this, the SA National Swimming Olympic and Paralympic Trials. It is the Nationals taking place here, and it's great to have you on board for this day 3 of the program. We've had 2 exceptional days so far, and we expect more of the same here in the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality as we head towards the weekend. As we watch now, a lot of officials making their way out to poolside. Action about to get underway, 9:30, the expected kickoff. And as things have stood so far, it's all gone according to script with regard to timing and planning, etc., etc. So congratulations for all involved, including the man next to me, who's heavily involved. 18 of his swimmers taking part in this year's Nationals. Graham Hill, a man who needs no introduction to the swimming world, but I gave you one anyway. How you doing, Graham?
All right, Derek, thanks for having me here. And yeah, like you've said, you know, it's been great so far. We've had some really good performances up front on the opening day, although not Olympic events. We had Tatyana breaking the national record and Africa record twice in one day. So it was a great performance there on day 1. And then obviously last night our first Olympic qualifying events took place, and we had Chad Litlow and Ethan Dupree both clocking qualifying times in the 200 butterfly. So we're off to a great start. We've had some good racing, and we're seeing some really good junior swimming coming through as well.
Yeah, it was phenomenal to see last night's race. Probably the marquee event so far after 2 days of racing. And it was amazing chatting to Chad prior to the event and then speaking to him afterwards. And I heard him in the pool. And he is saying he's never been as nervous before that race because, of course, Ethan Dupree has been his rival for a couple of months now.
Sure. I mean, you know, Chad, it's actually his birthday on Monday, you know, so obviously the years are coming on, but still a very top competitor and a very fierce competitor and very experienced. And, you know, I don't think Chad's lost a 200 butterfly at a national event for maybe 10 or 11 years now. So, you know, obviously he wanted to defend that title, and a little bit of nerves crept in, but he held it together and he did the job.
Yeah, it was truly a great race, and congratulations to both Chad and Ethan for qualifying. Looking ahead to today, a pretty busy morning, kicking off with the women's 200 freestyle.
Yeah, women's 200 free, an interesting event for us. You know, we've qualified our 4x2 relay with 4 young girls, and hopefully, you know, we can move on to bigger and better things after this event.
Okay, well, let's get straight into the action. It is the first of 4 heats. Jans van Rensburg, Monroe, George, De Villiers and Vincel all taking to the water. So women's 200 free, first of 4 laps underway, and a very good start out in the middle by Kiara George, taking an early lead. In fact, it's Michaela De Villiers going out in front, but George catching up. Also out there is Jans van Rensburg, looking very strong, as well as Kelsey Monroe. Still very much early days as they head towards the turn. The record, in fact, held by Kirsty Coventry. That's the African record, 1:57.04 in this event. Kirsty Coventry, who is without doubt one of Zimbabwe's foremost swimming stars, a swimming icon. As for the SA record, Corin Prinsloo holds this record set back in 2014, and that's 1:57.17. But as things stand, we're heading towards the midway mark of this event, and looking out there in lane 3, going along very strong, is Kelsey Monroe. And she's shortly followed by Kiara George, Michaela De Villiers. Halfway through, and it is Kelsey Monroe who touches first. 1:03.13, followed by Kiara George. Michaela De Villiers next best. But a good 2 body lengths in front is Kelsey Monroe so far. Powering on, looking very strong. Impressive start for Monroe.
Kelsey's having a really good swim here. She's going to take a lot of time off her entry time here, turning on 1:03, so she should be able to get very close to swimming under 2:10 here. So we'll just wait and see how she finishes on the last 50.
Yeah, I'll continue watching how she extends that lead over her next best, which is Kiara Monroe, who makes the turn now. But it really is a 1-horse race for now. Kelsey Monroe powering away. It's a battle for second spot, though. Looks tasty.
Yeah, I mean, no one's going to catch Kelsey here, but like you say, the battle for the second place is on. Yeah, we'll see what happens at the end.
So Kelsey Monroe, as she powers her way to victory here in the first of 4 heats in the women's 200 free. She will get there with plenty of time to spare. She touches the wall, and the battle for second spot is on the cards. Let's see who gets there first. Over from Tux, and it is Kiara George who grabs second position, and she's followed by Michaela de Villiers. But congratulations to Kelsey Monroe. Exceptional swim. Impressive there, Graham.
Yeah, very good opening 200 freestyle there, and you know, it sets the tone for the rest of the swimmers to go for now, and we'll see how the next 3 heats come along. The next heat, the first of the circle seeds, so we'll wait and see.
So we had Theo on board yesterday. Theo Verster, also very knowledgeable in swimming circles, also owned a couple of records himself, and we've been speaking about it quite a bit. The swim downs, of course, the pool next to us, the swim down pool, not the biggest or widest, so it offers the swimmers an opportunity to swim down inside the main pool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good concept, and it gives our athletes some time to get a decent swim down in. You know, COVID restrictions and stuff, and the event being small, we can afford this, where we can take a break between events and have a bit of a swim down. So nothing wrong with it, and hasn't been a problem over the last 2 days, so everything's good.
How have you made things so far in Quebec? Of course, normally taking place over in Durban, your hometown. Moving over here to Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality, Newton Park Swimming Pool.
Yeah, it's been great. You know, the municipality's put on a good show here for us, preparing the pool and getting everything right. The hotel's been great. As you know, we're all living in a bubble, so you know, we're basically the only people in the hotel, and you know, we got to get used to it. You know, Tokyo is going to be exactly the same, and we're going to live in a bubble there, so athletes need to prepare for that setup.
Yeah, it really has been great how they have looked after us with regards to the bubble. It's literally been pool, hotel, pool, hotel, pool, hotel. And would this possibly be a feature in future events, barring COVID? We're not talking about COVID, but I mean, having everyone under one roof, logistically, I think it's pretty easy.
Yeah, look, it's possibly the way forward. When we travel in, and do international events, that's how it is. We go to World Championships, most of the teams are in one hotel. You go to the Olympics, you're all in a village. So, you know, possibly this is the way forward.
Yeah, so, yeah, who knows? It's Quebec might have set the trend. Don't often say that. No offense to my hometown. But, yeah, very, very good call, and the competitors and the administrators really enjoying things. So having a look as we head towards Heat 2 of 4 of the prelims, the women's 200 freestyle. If you just joined us, you missed out on Kelsey Monroe having a very, very good swim, a time of 2:12.89 to capture the win ahead of Kiara George and Michaela de Villiers. That record once again in this event, the SA record held by Karen Prinsloo, set in 2014, 157.17. But the Africa record, 2008, set by Kirsty Coventry, 157.04. The magic number here, though, Graham, 157.28 to get into Tokyo.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough time, you know, and obviously with COVID being around, you know, people have been limited to training, and it's a tough time. I'm not so sure any of our girls can swim this time, but I'm sure we'd like to see a couple of our girls go sub 2 minutes this evening. So, like I said, this is the first of the circle seed heats. You've got Kiara Nodes in 3, Rebecca Meter in 4 is part of that 4x2 relay, and you've got Georgia Nell. So, you know, I'm sure we're going to see a good race here, and they're looking to make it to the finals.
Going through the lineup, we've got Meekler van Rensburg, Nodes, Meter, Nell, Antonopoulos, Earl, and Robson. So good start for all the swimmers. It is the first of 4 laps. Rebecca Meter away early, closely followed by Nodes and Nell. Very good start from the middle 3, as was expected. You heard Graham allude to it a short while ago. But watch out for Rebecca Meter over in lane 4 and either side of her, Kiara Nodes and Georgia Nell. As the way they go, Nell, of course, the twin sister of Olivia Nell, who's also been shining brightly in the pool. But first to the wall, only just Rebecca Meter making the turn. closely followed by Nell and Nose. And already, as you mentioned, Graham, the three of them breaking away pretty early.
Yeah, you know, they're the pick of this heat, and you know, some of them will be just swimming conservatively, saving energy for tonight. Others will be really pushing to get through to the finals. Rebecca looks really comfortable down the middle there. So too does Georgia Nell, and Kiara Nodes is also hanging in there. But Rebecca's starting to ease ahead now. Very good first 100, 59. I'm sure she's still very comfortable there. She swam a very good 100 freestyle last night, 55 seconds. So 59 for Rebecca is really comfortable, and she looks really easier now.
Yeah, well, it just started the second half of her race, and outside of her, Georgia Nell and Kiara Nodes fighting hard. And I'm saying early fighting for that second place, but it looks as if that could possibly be the case, because Rebecca Meter opening up daylight between her and the two competitors either side of her. And then she makes the final turn as she heads toward the finish. A very good swim so far from Rebecca Meter. And over in second place, we do have Kiara Nodes. Nell fighting hard, though. And there again, another battle for second place, because first place looks to have been wrapped up, barring disaster for Rebecca Meter. And I don't think that is going to happen. Over in lane 3, Kiara Nodes looking to pull away from Nell. And that is indeed the case. Rebecca Meter out in front by far. She'll take this victory easily. Rebecca Meter gets the win. And coming in second place, it is Kiara Nodes, followed by Georgia Nell. So, as you called it, Rebecca Meter, a very good swim once again. Waiting for her time to be confirmed. Confident swimming from her. And Kiara Nodes grabbing second, Georgia Nell following that up with the third position. I was chatting to Rebecca Meter's mom this morning, funny enough, at breakfast, and she called me over, and she was sitting with Erin Gallagher's mom. And they said, quick question, how do you know about the tattoo under Erin's foot? There's actually an article that I read about a couple of days ago that was all about all the eyes and the fries. You know about that, eh?
Yep. Eyes
and the fries, as alluding to McDonald's fries, which she's a big fan of. But geez, that was very, very good from Rebecca Meter.
Yeah, good swim there. I think she backed it off quite a bit on the last 50. You know, going out 59, turning 131 at 150 mark. You know, we know Rebecca can come home really strong. I think her final time there was around about 2.3, 2.4. So she's got a lot left in her for tonight.
So it's a superb swim from Rebecca Meter. Really impressive from her. As we head over to the next prelim, the third of 4. So congratulations to Rebecca Meter there on a very good victory in the second of 4 heats. As we move over to heat 3 of the women's 200 freestyle. Anneke de Jager, Janie Kutzer, Inge Weideman, Danae Kutzer. Very impressed with Danae Kutzer yesterday.
Yeah, she had a good 200 fly yesterday. Danae being one of the members of that 4x2 relay that has qualified for Tokyo. So we should see a solid swim from her here. Marlies Ross just back from America. And we've got Inge Weideman, who had a really good 50 fly the first day and a decent 100 free last night. So another good lineup in the middle 3 lanes.
It's an exciting lineup for an exciting race. The women's 200 fly, 200 free rather. Third of 4 heats about to take to the water. And in they go. Danae Kutsia and Marlies Ross swimming out of Tshwane, as well as Inga Weideman and Janie Kutsia. Two Joburg swimmers, Gina Miller and Lee McMorrin. From Zimbabwe, we've got Van der Vestes and we've got the local girl, Diyaka. Very good start out in the middle, as always. Marlies Ross looking good. Over in lane 5, Danae Kutsia. Looks like she'll get to the wall first after the first lap, and that is indeed the case. Closely followed by Marlies Ross. And they continue to fight hard, the two of them out in front. Two teammates from Tux.
So we'll see Danae will have a good back end here. Obviously with her endurance, she's got a really good 400 free, and also coming from a 200 flyer, she'll be able to hold on and push the pace on the second 100.
Well, that makes a riveting viewing for, at the moment, Danae Kutsia has opened up a bit of a lead over her teammate, Marlies Ross. And as Graham said, watch out for the fight back from Marlies. And there you can see it happening already, Graham.
Yeah, Marlies is pushing the pace a little bit, but I think Danae going out pretty hard there, 58.9 is a solid swim. And she'll be able to hold on to that. She should be in around about 201, 202 here this morning.
Oh, no. And as I say that, the commentator's curse, she starts pulling away. This is an exceptional effort so far. From Danae over in lane 4, she makes the turn. And she's going like very nicely. Made the turn at 130.42. And yeah, it is, again, not even a battle for second place at the moment, because it looks as if Marlies does have that wrapped up. But Danae Kutsia powering on towards the finish. She's looking very, very good. And she will get home comfortably. Jeez, and she continues to extend her lead, actually getting quicker as this race winds down. The official standing to welcome her home as Danae Kutsia makes her way to the finish, and there she goes. A very, very good win for Danae Kutsia, 202.42, and she will be followed by Marlies Ross. And grabbing third position, only just, we have Inga Weideman, 209.26. So another very good win for Danae Kutsia.
Yeah, Danae looking very comfortable, out pretty fast, 58, faster than Rebecca's heat. So she looked really comfortable there, and it's going to be interesting tonight what she can go.
Also, congratulations to those swimmers. Wrapping up the third of 4 heats this morning. Of course, taking your competitors out of the equation, which is hard to do given you've got so many here. But other events that you're really, really looking forward to over the course of these next couple of days?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the men's 100 fly. I think that's going to be an absolute cracker, once again involving Chad. I think that'll be a really good event. I think this final tonight, the women's 200 free, is going to be really exciting. I mean, there's 4 girls, as I've said before, that have qualified our SA team for Tokyo, being Rebecca Meter, Danae Kutsia, Hannah Robertson, and Amy Canny. Hannah Robertson and Amy Canny coming up in the final heat now, so we'll wait to see what they can go. And we're hoping that all 4 girls hit 2 minutes or quicker tonight. So it's going to be a really close, tight race tonight, I think. And that all bodes well for our relay team going to Tokyo.
I know it's a 4-letter word, but we keep on talking about it, COVID-19. And I mean, from a national coaching perspective, your job must have been made extremely tough over the last year or so, as you try and prepare the best that you possibly can for South Africa to collect some medals over in Tokyo.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not just us. I'm sure the rest of the world's gone through the same thing. And, you know, just to keep the kids motivated and to be able to make the facilities available for us so that we can prepare them has been tough. But in certain places, we've really had a lot of help from municipalities, from government, and obviously from SA Swimming. And, you know, the guys have done a great job. I think the coaches have presented performances here this week, and I'm sure we'll go on to present big performances this week under these trying times. And all hats off to the coaches. You know, they've had to reinvent swimming training, and they've done the job right.
Were there a bit of nerves from your side heading into this event, thinking maybe they would not be up to standard, given the fact that they've struggled to train over the last year or so, and have they surprised you with their performances? Yeah,
it's no secret that some of our swimmers have had COVID, and some of them have really struggled to recover from that. And for me as a national coach and a personal coach of some of the athletes that did have COVID, I was a little bit worried. Time was limited. Some of them were out for a really long time, and we wanted to make, for the best interest of the athlete, to make sure their health was good. we didn't want to force them back into the water too early, and they've come through and still performed at the highest level. So it's great to see, and I think we're on the right track.
Now, congratulations to the swimmers for being able to make the most of their limited opportunities, given the impact of COVID-19. We head over now to the final heat of the women's 200 freestyle. The swimmers make their way out to the side of the pool. And we have Marine Nokia, Trinity Hearn, Jessica Whelan, Amy Canny, Hannah Robertson, Veronique Rousseau, Lisa Kutsia, and Emma Frank. I know you spoke about it earlier, Graham, but yeah, that's a strong lineup.
Yeah, it's a very good lineup coming here now. And as I said, you know, I think all eyes will be on Amy Canny. She's been the favorite on the 200 free throughout the season. And Hannah Robertson, the young girl coming up from Gauteng, she's been swimming a really good 200 free as well. So it's going to be interesting to watch how we go.
So let's have a look. The women's 200 free final heat about to take place. And away they go. Good start from Canny as well as Robertson. Watch out in lane 4. Canny already pulling away from the pack. Pretty early start for her. Robertson gaining on her, as is Jessica Whelan.
I think we can watch for Amy Canny to have a really big swim here. She was pretty solid last night in the 100 free, and she's not shy to swim hard in the heats, and I think she'll have a go here. Going out really quick here. 27.74, so she should turn around about 58.0, maybe 57 high. She looks like she's really pushing it here now, so we could look for a big swim here this morning.
Okay, so Amy Canny means business. And you can see that she does. Hannah Robinson hot on her heels over in lane 5. Over in lane 3, Jessica Whelan. But it is Amy Canny. You can spot the dark purple cap of hers swimming out of the Western Cape. And she heads toward the turn. A nice little comeback here. Performance from Hannah Robinson. Not letting it get away too much. Keeping her honest. So it's Canny over Robertson. And impressive performance here from Robertson, Grant.
Yeah, like I said, Hannah's come along over the last couple of months. She's really improving all the time. We dangled a carrot about the 4x2 relay trying to qualify for Tokyo, and she's stepped up and she's putting her hand up and saying she wants to be on that team to go to Tokyo, and she's having a really good swim here and hanging on to Amy Canny.
Yeah, she is. Jeez, look at this.
Actually closing in on her.
There she is. Jeez, Canny just beating her to the turn. This is a tremendous comeback from Hannah Robertson, and it's as if she's going to possibly overtake, and that's indeed what's happening.
Yeah, you know, Derek, you can't read into it. You know, the coaches will give their swimmers different instructions in the heats. If they know that they can make it through quite comfortably, they may just back off. They maybe tested the first 100 to see how Amy was going to go out, and you know, I would say she backed it off there. She's putting in a bit of a burst here now, so I wouldn't say that she got caught. I would imagine she just eased it off there at the end.
Okay, so Amy Canny taking the win just ahead of Hannah Robertson. Nothing much to choose. 204.24, 204.44. As you heard Graham say, given the fact that it is the heats, it's not as if she was going all out. She'll definitely go a lot faster this evening.
I'm sure they will. I think we can expect a really big race tonight, and it's exciting for us. Not just the winner, but we need all four to be really fast tonight, and hopefully that's going to happen.
Okay, so thanks very much to the ladies. The 200 women freestyle, that wraps up 4 races. As we move over to the men's 200 free, we'll wait for the guys to come out. First set of men that will take part, Jaden Null, Chapman and Essoff. But looking at some of the names down below, you spoke about Chad Leclos, we've got Dante Nokia, Matthew Sates. Matthew Sates has been hugely impressive so far.
Yeah, Matt Sates, probably the most improved swimmer of the whole country this year, and swimming really, really fast times, and really young, and got a bright future ahead of him.
Looking down the list, I think the first one of your guys is Matthew Bosch. He'll be in action.
Matthew Bosch will be in action here. So we'll look to see. He was really good last night. He got second to Matthew in the 100. So we'll see how he can go here this morning.
Okay, only 3 swimmers going out first. This for the first of 4 heats, and as mentioned, we've got Null, Chapman and Essoff taking to the water on this day 3. What I've quite enjoyed, the calendar's been busy, but not too busy. I think it's allowed the swimmers a bit of time to train, because we usually finish up the prelims in about 1.5 to 2 hours. Back to the hotel, back to training, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of guys training around the corner.
Yeah, we do have another pool that we're using at one of the schools, and some of them training, obviously the distance swimmers that still have got big events at the end of the week, they still have to keep their training going. So yeah, it's full of action, and it's busy.
Yeah, it is extremely busy, but yeah, kudos to everyone involved for making this such a roaring success so far, and one that's been exceptionally enjoyable by the competitors and the administrators alike. You see the women emerge from the pool that just competed in the final 200-meter freestyle. And again, a nice swim there from Amy Canny, Hannah Robertson. We'll see them in action a little later. They get ready to come out to the men. Looking down the list, other events that we can expect to see as well. Of course, we've got Paralympic qualifiers taking to the water. Women's 100 butterfly, men's 100 butterfly. We've also got women's 200 breaststroke. That should be an exciting one, because again, we've got that key name, Tatiana Schumacher, competing.
I think all eyes will be on that event today. Tatiana on top form and ranked number 2 or 3 in the world in that event. So all eyes will be on her today.
But right now, focusing on the men. Only 3 competing in this one. Noel, Chapman and Essoff. The men's 200 free begins. Another eagerly awaited contest. Jaden Nell, Brandon Chapman and Tahir Essoff. And away they go. Wow. You can put a rope in front of these 3. Right next to each other, but then breaking away slightly is Tahir Essoff in lane 5. Followed by Chapman and then Nell. Tahir Essoff swimming out of Swane. Got the Eastern Cape of Chapman and the Free Stater of Jaden Nell. And Essoff continuing to lead, only just at the turn.
Pretty solid first 100 there, so looking for a good time here.
So Essoff leading the way ahead of Chapman and Nell. What a closely fought contest this. But Essoff now looking to power home the advantage, making the turn for one final time. 1:26.69. Chapman 1:27.83. Nell 1:29.07. Essoff ahead of Chapman. Will Chapman mount a comeback? Will Nell mount a comeback?
But Essoff here, definitely going to swim a PB here. Chapman really putting on the pressure and closing in, so it looks like both of them are going to swim a really fast time here.
Chapman has taken over the lead from Essoff. Chapman closes in on victory. A good win for the locals. Very good swim there from Chapman, followed by Essoff. And now will come in third. 1:56.70 for Chapman there. Great.
Yeah, good swim, and both of them pushing one another. Swam PBs there. And, you know, coming to events like this, Olympic trials, going to the Olympic Games, if you can deliver a PB at those big events, you've done your job, you know.
Having a look now at, I mean, that was a 200 free, fairly taxing event. Well, they all are. But one that really absolutely astounds me, and we saw it in action on day one, was the 1500. I mean, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, the 200 is also a big tactical event. I'll take you back to Rio when I was coaching Chad. I don't know whether many of you remember the race, but Chad, the tactic was we were in the outside lane and we were going to catch the whole field by surprise and just send them out really, really hard. And at 50 meters, he was ahead of world record. At 100 meters, he was ahead of world record. At 150, he was still ahead of world record. And only Sun Yang from China managed to get to him right at the very end of the race. But, you know, we stuck our neck out. We stuck to the game plan, and Chad went for it and almost pulled off the biggest shock in world swimming by winning the 200 free.
Wow, geez, I remember that race very, very well. It's amazing watching someone like Chad. I mean, of course, you spoke about his birthday coming up soon again, turning 21 again. But, I mean, longevity of a swimmer obviously isn't that long, but he's managed to stay on top of the field for a good couple of years. You mentioned how long he's won the event, the 200 fly for. I mean, it's, I think, 2010 he's been winning it since. And his longevity at the top has been very, very impressive.
Yeah, Chad, you know, many forget Chad's been around for a long, long time now. I mean, you know, he was the king of world swimming since 2010, 2011. When I say the king, I mean he was going to every major event. He wasn't missing any major events. He was winning medals. He was winning gold medals. He was breaking world records, both, you know, winning the World Cup whole series. He won that 4 times. So he was a busy swimmer out there, and as you mentioned, for a long period of time. And a lot of people forget that. Maybe 6-7 years, Chad won everything there was to win, broke world records, and he's done a really, really good job and done South Africa proud, and he's done himself proud.
And he really knows how to play the game well as well in terms of media communications. Always very accommodating, always very approachable. I was chatting to him this morning at breakfast, and they said he must come join me sometime over the next couple of days in the seat where you are right now. And immediately he said, anytime, as soon as I'm done swimming. He actually said, how about tomorrow? Because I think he's not swimming tomorrow. And he said, cool, then he's got all the time in the world, and you can actually just sit here and talk and talk and talk, which, of course, we want to hear. I want to go into that famous win over Michael Phelps shortly, but let's go into this race, and we'll come back to that. But we do have the next event. It is the second heat of 4 of the men's 200 freestyle. Some big chaps coming to the side of the pool here.
Yeah, this is the first of the big guys now. We've got Henry Lowe in lane 3. Better known for his open water swimming. We've got Brent Sudoke, who's in good form, looking for a big 400 and 800 freestyle. And then we've got Matthew Bosch swimming out of lane number 5. Got silver medal last night in the 100 free. So may look for a bit of speed from him, but I know Matthew Bosch in this race likes to come from behind. So we'll see how the tactics pan out here.
Big Ross Hardigan over in lane 7. Which now out for all the swimmers. It is second heat, the men's 200 free. And away they go. Another good start there in lane 4 for Sudoke. Matthew Bosch looking good too. Henry Lowe, very good swim yesterday. And out the water first, it's over in lane 6. Ross Hardigan looking strong, closely followed by Van Hastian. Good start there for Hardigan.
Yeah, I think Ross, if I'm not mistaken, got a bronze medal last night in the 200 fly, so he's going to be pretty solid in this 200 free. But like I said, it's a very tactical swim coming here from the guys in the middle of the pool, and I'm sure you're going to see them start to put on the pressure down the third 50.
So Ross
already there, Brent Sudoke is pushed through the field.
Ross Hardigan still leading the way, only just ahead of Matthew Bosch. Ross Hardigan cites Jordan Spieth as his international role model. Surely you would have been watching day 1 of the Masters last night. Spieth, I think, shooting I think it was 1 under par, if I'm not mistaken. One of my picks to win at Augusta to try and claim his second green jacket. But it's still Ross Hardigan. Is he still in front? No, it looks as if Sudoke has taken over. He has, closely followed by Matthew Bosch and Henry Lowe. Wow, this is proving to be a very tight race. This men's 200 free. Heat 2. Look at them go. Lane 3 looking strong now, Henry Lowe.
Henry Lowe looking really comfortable, yeah. Brent Sudoke, and here comes Matthew Bosch down the middle.
So Henry Lowe still in front. Henry Lowe will get the victory just ahead of Brent Sudoke, and I think it's Matthew Bosch who claims third place. Lowe, Sudoku, and Bosch.
Very interesting result there. Henry Lowe having a really good swim, 152.58. I think he's caught everybody out here, and you know, that puts maybe Brent Sudoke and Matthew Bosch under pressure to get through to the final, because we've still got 2 heats to go.
Wow, geez, so all vying for those 8 spots available for tonight's final. Wow, that's a bit of a turn up for the books, I'd say.
I would say so, and like I said, Brent Sudoke and Matthew Bosch must be thinking now, have I done enough? With 2 heats to go, it may not be enough.
Matthew Bosch, of course, one of your men.
Yeah, yeah, you needed to be woken up a little bit there on the third 50, but anyway, that's the way it goes.
So what happens now? I mean, of course, you're a coach. Do you go out there? I mean, you say, listen, this is what you need to improve on. Do you moan
Yeah,
a bit?
you know, you've got to talk him through the race and show him his splits and, you know, show him where he went wrong. And he'll obviously get through to the B final tonight, and hopefully he goes faster than the A final and the B final tonight. But yeah.
Okay, so a very good victory there for Henry Lowe from Swane. Another Tuk swimmer. They've really done well. And this is the second of 4 prelims as we move over. Yeah, I mentioned a little earlier that Chad's victory over Michael Phelps, without doubt, one of the most iconic sporting moments in the history of South Africa and the world. I mean, it has to be said. Not often that the most decorated Olympian in history gets beaten. What was that like?
That was destiny. You know, Chad and I always spoke about it being destiny, and for years, I don't mean months, I don't mean weeks, for years Chad had a dream of beating Michael Phelps and winning the 200 butterfly, Michael Phelps' main event, and he believed in it so much and he worked so hard for it. We believed we weren't going to lose. I mean, there was never a doubt in our minds right up until the start of that race that we were going to come second. He was in complete control of it. He was relaxed, he was focused, and there was never a doubt that he was going to win gold in London in the 200 fly.
Beating Phelps to the wall with that touch, I mean, was that also a conscious decision? Was that planned?
Yeah, you know, you can't really plan things like that. You know, we were aware that it was going to be close. We just didn't realize it would be that close. But, you know, probably, and I've said this before, one of the first times Chad really swam a race to the instructions that he was given. And, you know, he swam the perfect race. He did everything that we had planned. And like I said, we had planned it for so long, it was second nature. You didn't really have to think about it. But that last little bit that you can't plan, that you can't make, that came from within Chad. He's a great competitor and he doesn't like to lose. And if he's in it at the end there, let me tell you, you've got to be good to beat him, because he's very good at the end.
Oh, man. You can see the tears well up in Graham's eyes right here next to me as we head over to the next event. It is the third heat. Peterson, Haddon, Brooks, Leclerc, Norkia, Duplessis, Gower, Winter, and Bornman. And away they go.
Great start there from Chad.
Jeez, he's out quickly.
Yeah, Chad is probably one of the best underwater swimmers in the world. He always has been, and you know, it's his signature to get out there off the dive, and you can see there now there Gar Brooks has closed in on him a little bit there, and Simon Haddon. Simon and Gar have been training together for the last 5 weeks, so that'll be an interesting little tussle between the 2 training partners there. But I'm sure Chad will set the pace here, and these 2 guys will just have to follow.
Yeah, so Chad Leclerc out in front, closely followed out in lane 2. Simon Haddon gaining in on Chad. And yeah, at the turn, the halfway mark, Chad touches in a time of 53.40. Leclerc incidentally holds the African and South African record in this, 145.20. The Tokyo qualifying time of 147.02. That's a time to look out for. But Chad Leclerc dominating matters so far. Geez, he's well out in front.
Yeah, Chad looking really comfortable and really good. Yeah, Simon Haddon having a good swim there in lane 2. Gar Brooks and Dante Nokia starting to make a move here in lane 5.
Okay, so here is the final turn and the final lap of this men's 200. Out in lane 5 now. Dante Nokia gaining in on Chad.
Chad's kind of backed it off there now, you can see that. he's definitely backed that off. He had a little bit of a look there, and
So Chad Leclerc still out in front. Dante Nokia on his outside. Who's going to make it? Dante Nokia gaining in on him. Chad still in front. Only just, and I think Chad gets it to the wall first. 152.61. Dante Nokia 152.90. And Guy Brooks 153.71. It's amazing, eh? And you could see Chad Leclerc. He did take his foot off the gas, but as soon as he felt Dante to his right, you could see him speed up a little bit.
like I said earlier, Chad doesn't like to lose. And I mean at anything, including PlayStation. He's a very big competitor and a very, very good competitor.
I brought cards with, so I think we should have a game of cards, a few of us tonight.
That's his favorite.
Ah, done. Okay, cards this evening. We'll talk about the victor tomorrow. Yeah, congratulations, Chad Leclerc. Another victory for him, 152.61. Happy with the time, Graham? Would you be?
Yeah, for the morning swim, it's pretty decent. I think Guy Brooks and Simon Haddon were caught out a little bit there. They were busy watching one another and didn't realize that 153 could be borderline to make it through. Simon 154.15 with one heat to go. Unfortunately, I think he may just miss out. Remember, we had in the earlier heat, we had 52s and 53s in that earlier heat. So it's going to be tight. Depends on what this last heat does.
Just confirming now for the viewers looking at that scoreboard. Remember, it's not the numbers on the left that you're paying attention to. Those signify the lanes that they swam in, 1s to 8. It's the times on the right that you've got to pay attention to. And also, if you look at that scoreboard now, the P's, that signifies the position. And you can see the P1 on the left of Chad Leclerc finishing in first, P2 for Dante Nokia, and P3 for Guy Brooks. So another heat done and dusted as we head over to the fourth and final heat of the morning. One man I've been incredibly impressed with, and he's taken to the water now, one of your guys too, Kobe Ndebele.
Yeah, Kobe has been swimming well. He swam a good 100 free last night in the B final, and but I think all eyes on Matthew Sates here. Matthew Sates in a class of his own at the moment. Last night winning the 100 free very fast, 49 seconds. So he should be really good, and he'll be solid and going into this final with a lot of confidence tonight.
Yeah, Matthew Sates, you heard it here first. Watch him out. But the KZN swimmers, Matthew Sates, Holzhausen, and Ndebele occupying lanes 4, 3, and 5. And we've also got Rademacher out in lane 1, Pretorius in lane 2, Andrew Ross in lane 6, Baker in lane 7, and Richard Muller will be in lane 8. But Matthew Sates, hard to miss him with that bright yellow, luminous, greenish yellow. There we go. But the S doesn't signify Sates there.
No, it doesn't. That's the club he swims for, Seals in Pietermaritzburg, famous for hosting the Mid-Mile Mile. And Coach Wayne Ridden has done a great job with Matthew. And it's going to be interesting tonight, the big clash, Matthew Sates against Chad. I think that'll be a really big showdown.
Oh, 200 freestyle. Sates versus Leclerc. Sates needs to get there first, but no, it looks as if that's fait to comply. Can't imagine him missing out on that, barring absolute disaster. But there is the man in question, and he's really come on in leaps and bounds. I know you spoke about it, but a little bit of his history.
Sorry, who was that?
Matthew Sates.
Oh, Matthew Sates. Yeah, Matthew. I've watched Matthew from a young age come through the ranks. He's been homegrown there in Pietermaritzburg, and you know, it's great to see that athletes don't decide to part ways and travel overseas and take up scholarships. So it's really interesting. Like as with Chad, he stayed in South Africa and he got the job done. So who knows? I'm sure Matthew's looking along those lines as well.
Yes, so it's Matthew Sates, Ndebele and Holzhausen occupying the middle lanes. Keep an eye out for them. And off they go. Another good start out in the middle from Matthew Sates, already opening up a lead. That was quick.
Yeah, Matthew also been working on his underwater work. He obviously realizes, you know, to keep up with the best in the world, you need to do that. And he's out to a really fast first 50 of this 200. So It'll be interesting to see what he can finish with.
And the Seals cap also worn by Kobe Indebele on his inside. Indebele is swimming in lane 3. We've got Holzhausen on his outside over in lane 5. But it is all about Matthew Sates at the moment as he continues to power on. Very good effort so far from Matthew Sates. Indebele hot on his heels.
Yeah, Matthew looking very comfortable. He's actually backed it off now already, and he's just cruising there. But still out pretty fast, 53.58.
Looking very strong, but also a nice little comeback here. In lane 6, Andrew Ross looking good. Looks like Ross has actually taken over second position, if I'm not mistaken, but Matthew Sates still out in front. In the Bailey, you can see just next to Sates, also looking strong. Holzhausen 2. Here's the final turn. Andrew Ross.
Now, Derek, you must remember these guys have got to do a bit of gas here on the last 50 because, you know, if you're not a 153 low, you ain't going to make this final. There's 3-4 of them here that have got a chance. But it looks like Andrew Ross here is going to put in a good swim to make it through to the final. But I think Kobe and Luca are going to be struggling to get through to the final. Yeah, Matthew Sates solid. He's going to make it through.
So the battle is on for second place because Matthew Sates will have that wrapped up. And Andrew Ross looking very good. Andrew Ross, it is Andrew Ross, just ahead of Luca Holzhausen. Wow. What do you make of that finish?
Well, that's going to really hurt someone who's on a 53.4, 53.5 because I think those people are going to maybe just miss out. It's going to be very interesting to see who goes through there.
So Matthew Sates finishing first, followed by Andrew Ross in second position out in lane 6. Wow, but yeah, we called it regarding Matt Sates, but the surprise is who will go through and join him in tonight's final. But yeah, as you said, Sates versus Leclos tonight.
Big race. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Graham. It's been superb having you on board. Really, really enthralling conversation and very informative, very educational. And yeah, please be back soon.
Thanks, Derek. Thanks. Really enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of the racing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Cool. Great to have Graham Hill on board as he goes out to congratulate some of the swimmers and shout at some of the others who missed out on making the finals tonight. So I don't want to be in the firing line of Graham Hill, but superb to chat to him. One of the most knowledgeable people in South Africa and in the world when it comes to swimming. Been there, done that, and he'll be going there again. I'm talking about the Olympics as he takes charge of the SA swimming team over in Tokyo. See the swimmers on their warm downs. I'll continue. Hopefully I can get Theo Verstaat to join me a little later again. Another extremely knowledgeable coach. Former record holder. A man who's also done plenty when it comes to swimming in the country. If you just joined us, we are in Quebec for day 3 of the SA Nationals. Olympic trials for Olympics and Paralympics. We've just completed the women's and men's 200 freestyle heats. As we move over to Paralympic qualifiers now. Some exceptional performances in the pool so far. Matthew Sates, Chandler Clough, Amy Canny, Danae Kutsia, all doing wonders in the pool. So competing now, we have women's and men's butterfly for the Paralympic qualifiers. A couple of different categories, S1, S13, S14, S15. And away they go. In lane 2, we've got Alani Ferreira, Ethan Pulsar, De Freitas, Van der Merwe, Moss. Very good start out in lane 3. Make that lane 4, Ethan Pulsar looking very strong. Look at Ethan Pulsar go. Good effort from Ethan Pulsar, touching home first. And Van der Merwe leading the way. This is in S1, S13 for Van der Merwe. Pulsar leading the way in S14, S15, well out in front. Once again, to reiterate, there are different categories racing here, so a swimmer coming in second or third doesn't necessarily mean they're coming in second or third. They could have come first in their category, but one man who definitely is coming home in first position is Ethan Pulsar in this 100 butterfly. A very good victory. Van der Merwe coming home now in S1, S13. He'll touch down. And Matthew Moss comes home from the Eastern Cape. Very good efforts all round. Ethan Pulsar from the Western Cape, 25 years of age. A terrific, terrific swim from him. In the men's and women's butterfly. In fact, that was Alani Ferreira coming home, KZN. That was in lane 2, doing very well in the women's 100 fly. So you see Alani Ferreira at that time, 1:27.27. That was in the women's 100 fly prelim. Was swimming against the men, but if you want some clarification as to how to distinguish between the categories, usually there are open lanes between each category. There we had Ferreira, Pulsar, De Freitas, Van der Merwe, and Moss in the different significant categories in this S14, S15, 100 fly, and S1, S13. So congrats to the swimmers taking part and shining. Women's and men's 100 butterflies. They emerge from the water following their swim down. Welcome back to Swim SA TV. A big thank you to the sponsors for making this all possible. Swimming South Africa, of course. The Department of Sport and Recreation. Rand Water, Arena, Saskok, National Lotteries Commission. As we head over to the women's 200 breaststroke. 2 heats taking place before we head over to the men. Seven more events are taking place this morning. The 200 breaststroke, the record for in South Africa and Africa, owned by one Tatiana Schumacher, who will be in the pool in a short while time. Olympic qualifier for this being 2:25.52. And away they go. Schumacher's record 2:21.79 here. Kate Elwood, Kendra du Toit, Georgina Butcher, Kayleen Corbett, Emily Fasaki, and Taylor Farrow, all in action in this, the first of 2 heats in the women's 200 breast. It's Kayleen Corbett out in front. First of the wall, closely followed by Emily Fasaki. Little to choose between du Toit and Farrow, and it is du Toit slightly ahead for third for now. Out in front, Kayleen Corbett. Swimming out of Tshwane. Hard to miss. The red tux cap of Kayleen Corbett emerging from the water every second or so. And she'll make the turn well out in front at the halfway stage. And she's ahead of Emily Fasaki. Kayleen Corbett going along very, very nicely. Once again, that Olympic qualifying time in the 200 breaststroke, 2:25.52. You can hear the crowds cheering her on. And by crowds, I mean fellow competitors. No crowds allowed in this bio bubble. So the final turn for Kayleen Corbett, well out in front, 1:46.81. And she's going along very, very nicely. I don't know if you can hear David Glove in the background. It is the PA, the MC, informing the crowd that she is well on track to do exceptionally well here. Kayleen Corbett continues to power on, 2:12 at the moment. Remember that qualifying time, 2:25.52. People screaming on. This could get very exciting. And I think it will be 2:23, 2:24, and she will just miss out on that time. 2:26.57, and that Olympic qualifying time, 2:25.52. However, she does get an Olympic standard time, should that come into play. Wow, Kayleen Corbett. But remember, this was the heat, so she'll get an opportunity a little later to repeat the feat. That was superb. Wow. What a swim from Kayleen Corbett. Finishing ahead of Emily Fasaki, 2:33.23. And Taylor Farrow finishing third, 2:23.17. Exceptional swim there from Kayleen Corbett. Wow. Are you not entertained? So confirmation of those results. The women's 200 breast prelim, the first of 2 heats. Kate Allwood swimming out of the Western Cape on her swim down. Also vying for qualification for the Paralympics. I see the swimmers getting ready for this, the next event, the next heat. And Tatiana Schumacher is the name to watch. She's been the talk of this event so far, and rightly so, breaking her own South African and African record 2 days ago in the women's 100. And she owns the record in the women's 200. A lot of people say, oh, but it's the heats, they don't go full out. Well, she broke her record in the heats of the 100 2 days ago. So she'll be looking to repeat the feat this time around, break yet another record. That record, incidentally, 2:21.79. And the Olympic qualifying time, 2:25.52. So her best time is almost 4 seconds better than the Olympic qualifying time. That just tells you how talented this young swimmer is. Tatyana Schumacher, 23 years of age, from Tux. And yes, she is without doubt the one to watch in this race, the women's 200 breaststroke, second of 2 heats. So here we have confirmation of the next lineup. You can see the seeding times on the right-hand side. Those are the times which qualified them for this heat. In lane 2, Helen Taylor. Lane 3, Catherine Rensburg. Tatyana Schumacher in lane 4. Kristen Mundell in lane 5. Kate Mayer in lane 6. And Christine Mbite in lane 7. 3 Tux swimmers occupying lanes 3, 4, and 5. Promises to be a great race. And take nothing away from the fact that it is a heat. They still want to book their place in the finals. As you could hear Graham Hill chatting to me earlier today, just saying people discount how important heats are. And maybe 1 or 2 swimmers a little earlier in the men's competition, not taking it too seriously, and as a result had missed out on an A final position. And in they go. And Tatyana Schumacher already pulling away. On her left, Kristen Mundell. On her right, Van Rensburg. Remember the time once again, Tatyana Schumacher. Her record, 2:21.79. And the Tokyo qualifying time, 2:25.52. So she touches fairly quickly. You can hear the crowd once again willing her on, as well as the other competitors. Tatyana Schumacher ahead of Kristen Mundell. Well ahead, in fact. And we're not even halfway through this race. Wow, she is powerful in that water. Making the turn well in front of Kristen Mundell. I've got the time at around 1:07 at the halfway mark. Again, that Olympic qualifying time, 2:25. She is obliterating this pool. Once again, she did it in the 100, and she's doing it again in the 200. Kristen Mundell still behind her, and I think in third spot we've got Van Rensburg. So at 1:43 odd, she comes back for the final lap. The time once again for Tokyo, 2:25.52. And yeah, the crowd willing her on. Her record in this event, 2:21.79. Sitting at 2:10 at the moment. See the crowd screaming her on. 2:21, her record. And does she get there? She just misses out on her own record. But remember this. We're waiting for confirmation of the time. But most importantly for now, she has cruised within that Olympic qualifying time. The Olympic qualifying time, 2:25.52. We're just waiting for official confirmation of her final time. But it was well within the 2:25 mark, so that's fine. Hugs all round as she gets through. Wow, another superb swim from the Commonwealth champion. That was superb. Still waiting for confirmation with those times. 2:22.26. Tatiana Schumacher, there we have it. That was exceptional. Missing out on her own record, but well within the Olympic qualifying time of 2:25.52. So that was a heat, and I reckon that we could see another record broken this evening in the finals. Brilliantly done, Tatyana Schumacher. Applause all round. Have another look at the results. Tatyana Schumacher, 2:22.26. Kristen Mandel in second position. And in third, we had Kath van Rensburg. And that was the women's competition in the 200 breaststroke. We head over to the men. Plenty of swimmers sitting around watching their fellow competitors take to the water. Moving over now to the men's event of the 200 breaststroke. 3 heats taking to the water. Competitors lining up in the side of the pool. Cameron Casali, Andre Brown, Kim Keylock, Leah Mahara, and Jared Pike. Leah Mahara competing out of Zimbabwe. Great to see our neighbors in action. You see him in lane 6. And in they go. First of 4 laps underway. Men's 200 breaststroke. Keylock pulling away fairly strongly over in lane 4. In lane 3, Andre Brown looking good too. But it's the man closest to us, in fact. In picture, lane 6, Jared Pike getting to the turn first. Very good start for him. Johannesburg. Very good effort from Jared Pike. Keylock keeping it honest from lane 4. Sandwich between the two of them, Liam O'Hara. Keylock making a good comeback now. Pike versus Keylock for now. Pike gets to the turn first, only just. Keylock emerging quickest from the water. You hear the calls from the side of the pool, willing them on. Keylock versus Pike at the moment. Very good effort this from Keylock. Starting to pull away now from Pike. See how much faster Keylock gets out of the water ahead of Pike. Longer strides for Pike, and Keylock gets to the wall well ahead of Pike, and he will turn for this, the final lap. And Pike speeding up now. This should be a fairly close race, this. Pike making a comeback. Meanwhile, over in lane 5, it's Liam O'Hara going along nicely. But Keylock looks to have wrapped this up. Pulling away now from his competitors. Keylock, he will get home first. And next up, Jared Pike touches. Very well done from Jared Pike. That's a 1-2 for Keylock and Jared Pike in the first heat of the men's 200 breaststroke. So just waiting for official results. Unfortunately, the scoreboard is down at the moment. So once they are up, we will get them to you. As for the positioning, that was Keylock grabbing first spot ahead of Jared Pike. So the first event done of the men's 200 breaststroke. As we move over to the second. Swimmers readying themselves for another great race. There they are. Some nerves, without doubt. Martindale, Safat, Sweeney, Musgrave, Turon, and Zazas. Those competing. Ayrton Sweeney, always the life of a party. Very animated at the hotel, in fact. Really, really great guy. As all the characters. Sweeney wondering if he was named after Ayrton Senna. I don't actually know. You see in the distance there, Alaric Besson getting ready. He'll be competing in the third and final prelim. And here they come to take to the pool. The men's 200 breaststroke, the second heat. Anton Sweeney in lane 4. There he is there. SA swimmer. So these were the times they needed to get into this heat. Sweeney with the fastest, 2:14.35. And in they go. Good start from Sweeney. Also a very good start in lane 7 from Zazas. Some enjoy being underwater longer than others, as was the case with Sweeney there. Musgrave ahead of the pack for now. Quick movements from Tehran. Musgrave looking strong. Good start from him. He'll reach the turn first. Out in lane 2, Martindale following close behind. And Tehran also looking strong. Sweeney known for his finishes. And so far it's Musgrave with the start. We could have a burner here. Over in lane 2, Safat and Martindale. Musgrave still leading the way in lane 5. Tehran also looking very good. You can see the white cap of Sweeney now as he starts to come into his own on the right of Musgrave over in lane 4. But Musgrave still holding on to top position. And you can see in the distance Martindale, no slouch whatsoever. But Musgrave, geez, almost a body length in front of Sweeney now. Sweeney have pulled out into second place. This will make for a riveting finish as the swimmers attempt to book their place in tonight's finals. It's Musgrave all the way. Look at him pull away. This is a tremendous swim from Musgrave. Musgrave swimming out of KZN, as does Sweeney. And you Sweeney now starting to close that gap. Looking to his right to see Musgrave ahead, making sure that there's no one else behind him that's pulling in. But Musgrave will capture the win, comfortably so. Anton Sweeney grabs second place. And over in lane 2, it is Martindale who wraps up the top 3. Very good victory there for Musgrave. He'll be very happy with that. Now, 3 more events to go in the morning session here in Gqeberha, Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality. Next up, we've got the final heat of the men's 200 breaststroke. Pedersen, Leroux, Besson, Randall, Staines, and Ramallah. Robert Leroux swimming out of Tux, coached by Rocco Meyring. He'll be swimming in lane 3. His local role model, Tatyana Schumacher. He gets to share a pool with her, as we've seen Tatyana impressing all in this fantastic event. Internationally, the late, great Muhammad Ali is Robert Leroux's inspiration. Here we have confirmation of the lineup that will take to the waters and their seeding times. Alaric Besson going in with the quickest, 2:13.73, swimming out of the Eastern Cape. There we have Alaric Besson. Very confident going into this event, the local man. So the men from the earlier event are making their way out of the water. Very good win there for Musgrave. We'll be thrilled with that performance, finishing ahead of Anton Sweeney. Okay, the final event of the men's 200 breaststroke. Bedison, Leroux, Besson, Randall, Staines, and Ramala. A little bit more on Robert Leroux. Favorite food, pizza. As you can see, he hasn't had that in a while. And in they go, the start of the final men's 200 breaststroke heat. One lap in, and it's Besson pulling out in front. Leroux on his outside. Good swimming here from Besson. Randall going along nicely too. With the two tick swimmers either side of Besson. Besson first in the touch. And Besson opening up a bit of a lead ahead of Randall. Very good effort this from the local man, Alaric Besson, the Eastern Caper. Remember, it is a bio bubble, so even though the Eastern Capers who stay in the area, they've all got to stay in that hotel. So at the halfway stage, Alaric Besson leading the way just ahead of Randall, and Leroux comes in for third place for now. Still plenty of swimming to come though. Plenty of screaming taking place. Alaric Besson pulling away as he continues. Good effort this from the breaststroker. As I say, that we've got Matthew Randall mounting a bit of a comeback. Look at him closing the gap on Alaric Besson. This is going to be a very tight finish. It was tight to the turn. Matthew Randall making his presence felt. And here we go. This is going to be a great finish between these two swimmers. Exceptional swimmers. You can see Alaric Besson starts to speed up now. Emerges on the water a lot quicker. But Matthew Randall doing the same. Besson versus Randall. Besson still ahead. Randall trying to close in. Besson, Randall, Besson, Randall. Randall speeding up, but Besson will get there. Ahead of Matthew Randall. Very good effort. Very good effort from Alaric Besson and Matthew Randall. We'll still have to get confirmation times a little later. Unfortunately, a glitch with the scoreboard. We don't have it immediately available. So that completes the men's 200 breaststroke heats. Only 2 events still to come in the morning session, and they are Paralympic qualifiers. First up, we'll have the men's 50-meter freestyle, S14 and S15. Apologies, there's actually still quite a few more to come. Oh, good news. Plenty more to come, in fact. So unfortunately, the scoreboard is down at the moment. We do have official figures appearing online if you do want to visit them. Swimming South Africa. So plenty more events to come. Very happy about that. Next up, we'll have the men's 50 freestyle, S14 and S15. They're about to take to the water. Camarana in lane 3. Ethan Pulsar, we saw a very good effort from him in lane 4. Aaron Putz in lane 5, and Raider Freitas in lane 6. Confirmation of the lineups. Camarane, Pulsar, Putz, and De Freitas. And in they go. Great start from Camarane over in lane 3. Also very good from Pulsar. Putz putting up a great effort too, as is De Freitas in this, the men's 50 freestyle, S14, S15. Putz pulling away a little bit slightly ahead of Pulsar. Camarane looking good as well over in lane 3. Pulsar leading the way, only just. Camarane making a comeback. Putz so too. But it is Pulsar who gets to the wall first, only just. Yeah, superb effort, Ethan Pulsar. That was very, very well done. She's blinked and you would have missed that. And from my reckoning, I think Pulsar got in just, or Putz got in just ahead of Camarane. But no questioning the winner there. Ethan Pulsar, and Raider Freitas pulling in lane 6. Very, very well done. Here come the other competitors now. Ready themselves for the next event. Men's 50 freestyle. S1 and S13. Swimmers here. Cabello Zwane, James Willers, Christian Sadi, Matthew Moss, Charles Parkin. Remember, we had Theo Verster with us yesterday, and he was speaking about this wunderkid in Christian Sadi. So watch out for him competing S7. A couple of Eastern Capers, Charles Parkin, Matthew Moss, Christian Sadi from the Western Cape, and Johannesburg swimmers Cabello Zwane and James Willers. Time for the next event. Men's 53, S1 and S13 multi-class. And in they go. Matthew Moss looking strong, as does Christian Sadi. Look at Christian Sadi go. Charles Parkin over in lane 6, going along nicely. Willers and Zwane. But it is Christian Sadi so far in the lead. He will open up that lead. He's extending it. And Christian Sadi gets him just ahead of Matthew Moss. Superb swimming. And a very good effort from Cabello Zwane. That was superb. And that completes the 53 of these Paralympic qualifiers for the men. Next up, we'll have the women competing. Women's 53, S14, S15. Competitors there, Kate Elwood, Charles Critson, and Janse van Rensburg, all Western Cape swimmers. Then we move over to the women's 53, S1 and S13. Caitlin Marais, Paula Fincel, Cornell Leach, and Kat Swanepoel. Chatting to Kat Swanepoel a little earlier. She's saying, yeah, she really hopes she extends her great run in this event. Can pretty much confirm that that will indeed be the case. If you didn't hear yesterday, Theo Verster telling us about Kat Swanepoel, her history. Was very prominent in wheelchair basketball. And about a year ago, she decided to turn her attention to the swimming pool. And she has gone from strength to strength. In fact, she bettered her time by more than a minute. So she has a massive future, does Kate Swanepoel, as does all these competitors. Looking at the lineups one more time. Kate Elwood, Michaela Cretson, Janse van Rensburg, Caitlin Marais, Paula Fincel, Cornell Leach, and Kate Swanepoel. And in they go. Different start for Kate Swanepoel in her category. Quennell Leach looking strong. Ahead of Paula van Zyl and Katie Marais. Meanwhile, S14, S15. It is Kretzen leading the way. Kretzen looking very good in lane 2. But in lane 6, Quennell Leach will take the win. That's in S1, S13. While Kretzen does the business over in lane 2. S14, S15. Very good efforts. And in lane 7, Kat Swanepoel. Another superb swim from her. Kat Swanepoel coming in 50.92. A glorious effort. Jeez. Continues to sound, does Swanepoel. Here we have Kat Swanepoel coming out the water now. So I managed to get Kat Swanepoel out of the water. And Kat, what a superb swim.
Oh, thanks so much. Sorry if I'm a little bit breathless, still catching the breath after that.
No, it's absolutely fine. Now, amazing. We had Theo Fisser sitting with us yesterday, and he was just singing your praises and telling us how you've managed to improve within a year of taking to the sport. Because if I understand, you've got a wheelchair basketball background.
Yes, I do. Yes.
And how did you just take to the sport so well?
So I thought I was retired from my sport. I played wheelchair basketball, wheelchair rugby for South Africa. But ill health and injuries, I had to quit. And my housemate's actually a physiotherapist, and she traveled with the para-swimming team to Worlds. And she watched the swimmers there, and she just phoned me from London and said, you know what, you've got to do this. And I told her where to get off to and hung up on her, because I'm like, I'm totally done with sport. I'm retired. And I'm so pleased she got me into it. It's just amazing coach. I'm coached by Tig. It's such a privilege, and just really enjoying the sport. Awesome people as well.
I was chatting to you earlier this morning when I arrived, and you were saying, yeah, you hope you do well this afternoon, well, during the heats. And I said, well, that's going to be a given because of how well you've been performing so far here in Quebec. And once again, very happy with that performance?
Very happy, yeah. No, it's a PB for me. I think about 2 seconds off my PB, and looking forward to tonight, see if I can go even a bit faster.
Oh, lovely stuff. And how are you enjoying this event so far here in Quebec?
It's absolutely amazing. Just the organization, everything. I think also the opening, like how opening the able-bodied swimmers have been to the para-swimmers. It's been incredible. Just fantastic organized events.
Oh, Kat Swanepoel, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on all your achievements, and we hope to see many, many more in the future.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Thanks so much. Kat Swanepoel, geez, so what a brilliant representation of the sport, and great to see her go from strength to strength. Moving on now to the next event here in Quebec. It is the women's 200 backstroke. 2 heats taking place. African record held by Kirsty Coventry, 2:04.81. Kirsty Coventry, the renowned, the iconic Zimbabwean swimmer. As for South Africa, Melissa Korf holding that record, 2:10.03. Tokyo time, 2:10.39. That's to qualify. Tells you how tough it is, where the SA record is just ahead of that Tokyo qualifying time. And away they go. Women's 200-meter backstroke. Janchi, Miller, Doster, Straziger, Phillips, Jonker, and Kutsia competing in this event. Good start from Doster over in lane 3. Straziger looking good too. Zoe Phillips, a commanding performance from her so far. Phillips looking good, and Phillips makes the turn. Zoe Phillips out in front from Tux. Impossible to miss out on those bright red caps. Doster looking good over in lane 3. Straziger sandwiched in the middle, but at the halfway mark, Zoe Phillips touching first. Closely followed by Doster. And it's Straziger holding on to third spot. Straziger looking to overtake Doster and take hold of second place. The tight battle there. But it is Zoe Phillips with a commanding lead so far. So the last turn now for Zoe Phillips. Zoe Phillips leading the way in this, the first heat of the women's 200 backstroke. Very good effort this from Zoe Phillips. Watch out in lane 3. Burnley Doster looking to close the gap. In fact, she's closing the gap very nicely. This could make for a very tight finish. Zoe Phillips holding on to first spot though, and I think she will take it. And indeed that will be the case. Zoe Phillips gets first place, followed by Burnley Doster, and taking third spot, Taylor Jonker. But Zoe Phillips, P1 for her, Burnley Doster, followed by Taylor Jonker, and Kristen Straziger grabbing fourth. That's the first heat of the women's 200 backstroke. Next up, we'll have the second and final heat of the women's 200 backstroke. They're the competitors lining up. Engelbrecht, Hudson, Nodes, Randall, Pierce, Kuhn, Katai, and Vogue. Looking at the lineup now, and their seeding time, Samantha Randall occupying lane 4 with that 2:13.71. Pierce, second quickest going into this, 2:16.23. A reminder once again that Tokyo time, 2:10.39. And that is pretty much out of reach in terms of these times. Just underlining exactly how tough it is to book that ticket to Tokyo. Melissa Korf holding onto that SA record, 2:10.03 in this event. So readying ourselves for the third final event of the morning session, the heat, the women's 200 backstroke. And that will lead us to the men's 200 backstroke. Hot shot for Peter Kutsia taking part. One of the revelations of the event so far. But all eyes on the women for now. Samantha Randall, Hannah Pierce, Kiara Nodes. Those are the ones to watch out for. But maybe we have a burner from one of the outside lanes. It's happened plenty so far in this event. In fact, in the previous event, we saw Strazica occupying lane 4 finish in 4th position. Bit of a shock. Women getting into the water as they ready themselves in backstroke position. And in they go. First of 4 laps begins. Good start from Randall and Pierce. Kiara Nodes looking good. Looks like she may have opened up a slight lead over Randall. Donata Katai in picture there. But it is Kiara Nodes who looks as if she'll turn first, just ahead of Randall. Closely followed by Pierce. And Randall looking to edge ahead of Kiara Nodes in this early stage of the swim. Samantha Randall now, having edged ahead of Nodes. And also coming through Hannah Pierce. So now it's Randall versus Pierce for top spot. Nodes still in the thick of things, over in 3rd position, but Randall now looking to pull away from her. Pierce, meanwhile, also looking very strong. And they are the 2 front runners for now. Samantha Randall and Hannah Pierce. Randall with the best time at 2:13.71. She makes her way to the wall for the final time, and for the turn for the final time. Randall ahead of Pierce. Good going from these two. She turns for one last time. And Pierce, geez, not letting her get away. Pierce looking very good here, in fact. Pierce may have overtaken her. It's Pierce versus Randall. And this is the final heat of the women's 200 backstroke. Who's going to get there first? Pierce or Randall? Randall slightly in front. Only just. And she starts to speed up. Randall just ahead. Pierce trying to close it, but she won't be able to as Randall gets the win just ahead of Hannah Pierce. Randall with the time of 2:18.18. Pierce 2:18.59. And in 3rd position, Kiara Nodes 2:22.94. So confirmation of those results. Samantha Randall with the victory, booking her place in the final. Hannah Pierce doing well too. Nice little shootout at the end there, but Randall proving just too good at the death. 2 more events to come in the morning heats. We wrap things up here on day 3 of the SA Swim Champs in Quebec. Olympic and Paralympic qualifiers. There we have the men getting ready for their next event. It's the male equivalent of the race we just saw. the men's 200 backstroke. Dupree, Russ, Kutzer, Fenter, and Verby are the men that will be lining up on the side of the pool. If you missed it earlier, we had Graham Hill in the hot seat next to me, SA swimming coach for the Olympians. Brilliant mind, brilliant tactician. Coached many an Olympian. And yeah, he was complimenting the event, the organizers, for putting on such a great spectacle so far. From an organizational point of view, from an entertainment point of view, really has been superb. We're not even midway through the SA Champs. But yeah, so far we've seen some great races. We've spoken about the efforts of Tatiana Schumacher. A couple of days ago broke her own record in the 100 breaststroke. We saw in the pool a little earlier. In the 200, missing out on her own record, but flying into Tokyo well quicker than the qualifying time. But on top of that, last night, the men's 200 fly. Ethan Dupree versus Chad Leclos, and it was Leclos coming out on top again. Graham Hill coached Leclos for many years. So Chad absolutely hates to lose. Hates it. And that indeed proved to be the case. Cool. Final event of the day. 2 heats, men's 200 backstroke. SA and African record held by the same person, George Durant, 155.75. Tokyo qualifying time, 157.50. Seeding times for year, the only man that could potentially squeak in based on that seeding time, Peter Kutsia, 158.38. And they're about to get their race underway. The penultimate race of the day. The men's 200 backstroke. And away they go. Watch out for Peter Kutsia, who's been one of the revelations of the game so far. Already pulling away from the pack. Rowan Russ on his outside. On his inside, you've got Ian Fenter. Peter Kutsia, look at him go. A reminder of his time, 158.38, the only man to have dipped below the 2-minute mark coming into this event, and it shows you why. Look at that gap opening up already between him and his fellow swimmers. Nice turn for him there, 27.71 his time. Very good effort so far. Peter Kutsia looking very strong over in lane 4. Here he comes through now at the halfway stage. 58.12 for Peter Kutsia. And he extends his advantage over the pack. And Peter Kutsia continues to pull away. It really is a battle for second place right now. Good swimming from Rowan Russ and Ian Fenter. Peter Kutsia, wow, look at him go. But it is Ian Fenter that's second place, just ahead of Rowan Russ. Big question is, what is Peter Kutsia going to post? Remember, 158.38 is his best time. The Tokyo qualifying time, 157.50. 10 seconds to go to get inside that qualifying time. However, this is a heat. And yeah, he won't be able to crack that time. But you could see that he did ease to victory in under 2 minutes. That was superb. 159.18. And you hear the applause all round. That was brilliant going from Peter Coetzee. So exceptional effort from Peter Coetzee. Only man to go underneath 2 minutes. 1:59.18. And that is an Olympic Standard Time qualification. And remember, he still has the finals in which to even better that. So that's another one to look out for this evening and look forward to. Really is a superb swimmer, is Peter Coetzee. And the battle will continue this evening as they'll look to take on the likes of Martin Binnedell, Guy Brooks, Andrew Ross, because those men are all in action shortly. The final event of the morning. So final race lineup of the morning. The men's 200 backstroke. Vickers Potgieter, Andrew Ross, Martin Binnedell, Guy Brooks, Dylan Wright, and Aidan Bourneman. Another man, the only man to dip below the 2-minute mark. We saw Peter Coetzee do it earlier. Martin Binnedell, and again swimming in lane 4. Event of the morning. Exciting one to look forward to. And here they come for the lineup. Just adjusting their straps for the footholds. In they go. Watch out for Martin Binnedell in lane 4. Very quick seed time. And off they go. Binnedell getting off to a cracking start, as does Guy Brooks. Two extremely talented competitors. Binnedell powering on. And he'll reach the turn first. Comfortably, in fact. Outside him, Andrew Ross. And Guy Brooks holding into third spot. And as I said, that looks like Dylan Wright's overtaken him. But one man there's absolutely no doubt about, and that's Martin Binnedell leading the way out in front. Commanding strokes. Comfortably ahead. Body length clear of Andrew Ross. And there he goes for the second half of the race. 58.49 his time at the halfway stage. African record, a reminder, 155.75. Benadal coming home for the final stretch. Look at the gap between him and the rest. Superb swim from the man out of KZN, and he comes in for the final turn. The others are yet to touch. Dylan Wright holding on to second spot. Nice comeback from him. But it is Benadal in front. The touch at the turn, 129.51. The seeding time, 158.63. That won't be threatened. But he's going to comfortably make it into the final. Martin Benadal well clear of the rest. He'll come home in first place. And Dylan Wright will come home for second. With Guy Brooks in lane 5 wrapping up the top 3. Martin Benadal, 2:00.83. He'll be ecstatic with that performance. Nice and comfortable, hardly threatened. But I tell you what, that race tonight between him and Peter Kutsia is promising to be a humdinger. Martin Benadal versus Peter Kutsia. Expect fireworks here in Quebec as we wrap up the events for the morning session at the SA Olympic and Paralympic trials here at Nationals. Confirmation of those results. Once again, look at the numbers on the right, not on the left. Left signifying lanes, right signifying their times, and Martin Benadal with the fastest of those times, 2 minutes, 0.83. And you can see a distant second, Dylan Wright, 2:04.57. And in third spot, Guy Brooks, 2:06.94. What a morning it's been here in Quebec, day 3 of the SA Swimming Champs. Really great to have you on board. Thank you for joining us, as always. We've seen some stellar performances in the pool so far, and that was only the heats. Can you imagine what's going to take place in the finals? Officials just ratifying times, schedule, performances. Remember, we will be back this evening. 6 o'clock start for the finals here in Quebec, Newton Park Swimming Pool. Once again, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. And that was just the heats. The finals promises oh so much more. We'll see you then. Cheers.
Sometimes when I hate where I am, I forget every single place that I've been. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I wanna tear off every piece of my skin.